Hi guys, this is Karan Bilani from MobiScrub, and today in this video I'm going to detail out the Galaxy Note 8.0 inch by inch. This device packs a 1.6 GHz quad-core processor along with 2 GB of RAM. It's running Android Jelly Bean right out of the box. On the right edge you've got the power and lock key, the volume rocker, and an IR blaster which you can use along with a software which controls pretty much any television. On the left hand side, you've got the micro SD card slot with 64 gigabytes of storage, along with a micro SIM slot so you can make phone calls and access 3G. On the top, you've got a 3.5 headphone jack. At the bottom, you've got the Samsung proprietary dock connectors, so you're going to run into problems if you do not have the charger. And there's the S Pen, which is slightly thicker and allows for better grip. The menu and return capacitive keys now also work with the S Pen, which I believe is great. At the back, you've got a 5 megapixel camera, no LED flash, but it's got autofocus and takes really great pictures. The display is an 8-inch TFT screen with a resolution of 800 by 1280 pixels, which is quite high and results into great clarity and really decent text readability. The rear panel is made of plastic and it completely seals the body, so no access to battery. It's got that hyperglaze coating that most Galaxy devices have, and it's got certain amount of reflection, but because it's white, it does not really attract a lot of fingerprints. So let's talk about the user interface now. The Galaxy Note 8.0 features Jelly Bean Android 4.1.2, which is pretty much the latest, except now 4.2.2 is out. The touch to response is obviously great, just as you would expect from a Galaxy Note successor. Really smooth. You've got pinch and zoom, 7 to 8 customizable home screens. You've got multiple widgets. Again, no lag whatsoever. Really smooth and really quick. You've got a bunch of preloaded apps that I'm going to talk about a little later in this video. One thing that I found really weird is the fact that they've really narrowed down the menu and the return keys. They're too close to each other and too close to the home button. Anyway, you've got multi-window, just as you would expect from a Galaxy Note successor. So basically, you can have two windows running at the same time from among a list of applications that you see on your left. So just drag and drop, say messaging, and I'm going to pick gallery, drop it down. And in the gallery, you see it's got the same gallery structure as you've seen in the Galaxy Note 2 and in the upgrades that you've seen on S3. So you've got this really interesting spiral view. You've got the timeline or timescape kind of view. Really interesting. So you've got obviously multiple apps, widgets, folders, pages, the capability of creating all of those. The notification panel now is more like what you see on a smartphone than on a tablet, which is on the right and bottom side. You've got an S Pen mode, which basically means that you can only use the S Pen to navigate and not your fingers or hands. Another interesting thing is that they've introduced landscape view. So if you rotate your display, it actually adapts to that orientation and, just making it easier. And because it's lighter and 8 inch is not that big also, so it makes it a lot easier to navigate the device like this. There are a bunch of interesting things that you can do. For example, swipe to take a screenshot as you've seen in the Note 2 and the camera. So this is now introduced in the tablet version as well. If you go in the gallery, you've got, the spiral view, as I've talked about earlier. You've got the grid view, and you've got the timeline view as well. You've got air view. Obviously, you've got the S Pen, so, air view comes along with it. You also have quick commands, so you can pretty much customize commands to launch applications or look for something on the internet or email someone or call someone just with writing a command, which is really simple and really easy if you've got a lot of applications or a lot of people on your contact list. So as an example, I just searched for MobiScrub using $MobiScrub and it opened up on a browser. Talking about preloaded applications, there's something called as Awesome Notes, which I believe is exclusive to Galaxy Note 8. And what it really does is it's a really comprehensive way of organizing notes by work, study, or thoughts, or shopping, or my calendar, or anniversary. It's really interesting and you must check it out. So let's talk about the camera, which is basically a 5 megapixel sensor at the back with no LED flash, but it's got autofocus and touch to focus. On the left hand side, you have all the settings that is customizable. On the right hand side, you've got a toggle for video, a shutter key, and the gallery view, so you can quickly access the gallery when you take a picture. You've got standard touch-based settings, the fact that you can use the volume key as a zoom key or even take a picture just by clicking the volume button. You've got various scene modes, so depending upon the environment lighting conditions, you can orient that. You've got exposure values, you've got a resolution where you can select whatever size you want. White balance modes, metering modes, and you've got pretty much everything. You've got these effects that you can apply, a timer, and various shooting modes as well. So let's go into the video. It can shoot 720p videos, not full HD videos. So there you go, 1280 by 720, wherein I've seen at places where it says full HD video, but guys, no, it's not there. Coming back to preloaded applications, it's got a smart remote function. It's got an IR blaster on the right edge, as you've seen. So you can basically control any device which is controlled by a remote control. You've got the standard Samsung, Panasonic, Sony, Sharp, but then you've also got a lot of these others that are rare, but they exist. Just as in the Galaxy Note 10.1, the Galaxy Note 8.0 has Photoshop Touch, and what makes it great is the fact that this Photoshop Touch is very similar to the Photoshop that we're used to. So, you can create layers, you have a bunch of effects, a lot of brushes, selective coloring, filters. You can actually increase and decrease saturation, strength, the size of your brush, basically everything that you can imagine to have on, Photoshop in a tablet. So guys, that's it about the Galaxy Note 8.0. It's a lightweight device, very powerful. It's got a bunch of preloaded applications. It's got a reading mode, which is quite new and brilliant. It's got a really nice camera. There's a review, which is just going to talk about the camera. So guys, leave comments and I will hopefully answer them soon. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe.